Shalom, shalom, call line Lati, Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushua, Bashim, Akadash, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahushua being his only begotten Son. Double honor to the elders, apostles, great millstone, shalom to Akim doing the work in truth and sincerity. Getting right into it, I'll brought this lesson's edifying and straight to the point. The title of this lesson is going to be various words, definitions, and the times that we're in and all the scenarios that are on the table, like uproar and uprisings and things of that sort, because that's what the apostles were just going into this weekend in their past street ministry. So one of the first scriptures I want to open up with, and then we'll speak on, is Genesis 49:8. Salaki, if you can hear the lawnmower in the background, I'll try to enunciate and speak over that. Genesis 49:8, it says, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Why is that? Because that's Yahushua's tribe. That's the head tribe. That's the tribe that pretty much sets the tone, The Lord's, you could say his favorite tribe, man. Of course, we're all his peculiar gems. We're all his, but that's the stepping stone. That's the, what's the word? When a lot of people like to copy something, not the prototype, trendsetter. Whenever Judah does something, everybody else following suit. That's why you could see a so-called dark-skinned Native American or, Seminole Indian or Haitian or Jamaican, and you won't even be able to tell what he is, because he follows his brother so much. His brother got so much salt, and we all got salt. Don't get it twisted. We all got salt in our own ways, but Judah is just such a trendsetter that if you put on what Judah puts on, you dress like him, you talk like him, if you walk like if you imitate anything like him, people won't even be able to tell your own tribe, because they like, damn, that's that Judah, but the whole time here you are, you something else, because I've experienced that. That's why I made that analogy and I spoke on that. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. That's right, man. And this is really speaking about, SK and all 12 tribes, man, following suit. Because it says, thou art who thy brother shall praise, man. So we're going to follow suit. The same way we copy Judah and a lot of other mannerisms. A lot of the women copy Judah, Haitian women, black women. They out here twerking. They out here doing all the debauchery. And, of course, that's on the left-hand side. But, when Judah's in righteousness, they also the trendsetters, man. You got a lot of Judah. King David's out of the tribe of Judah. Yahushua's out of the tribe of Judah. Some of the Maccabean men, were Judites, so forth and so on. A lot of warriors. I'm not going to specifically go into each. I don't want to make no mistakes. But, Judah got them dudes. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. We're going to follow suit. Judah is a lion's whelp. In other words, he comes from a lion, man. He got that dog in him. He stooped down, he crouched as a lion, he couched as a lion, so he's laying down, he's in rest, he's rocked to sleep. And as an old lion, like he's well fed, like he's in comfort. Who shall rouse him up? Who shall rouse him up? Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua shall rouse him up via the judgments, via the prophecies, and via the ways of life that's about to go on. We already seen preludes way back in history. You see the Black Panther Party, you see these different gangs uprising, you see the March, Pray, and Protest repeat, you see the George Floyd, you see the Trayvon Martins, but these are just snippets, man. There's gonna come a point in time where it's not gonna be no more marching, there's not gonna be no more chances for another Jake to go, to be downtrodden, in public shame and public humility, Like the Apostle Tahar, he made a lesson a couple months ago, It's this dude named Banky Pound. He makes videos. He was a dude in the system, and he pretty much speaking about a story when he was locked up, and how they were showing a prison movie, and how they were showing a video of these Jakes being fucked up, and they never showed this video again because of how every Jake reacted towards the whites in there, because that shit makes you emotional, man. You out here watching your people get fucked up in slavery, which is it's history, but the history is so brutal, and it's so intensifying that it's hard for you to watch a movie like that and go out in public and just smile at an Edomite. Shit like that make you hate Esau for a good week or a month, until you just like, man, fuck it, I gotta go back into the world, I gotta use it and not abuse it. But hey, it's gonna come a point in time where the Lord's gonna put his anger upon us, man. Because we're not going around shouting at Esau and cursing at Esau. We being peaceable, until the time comes where we have the opportunity to fuck him up day in and day out, which is the kingdom. So, these are the times that we're coming into with these words, which he was going into this weekend: sedition, uproar, uprising, anarchy, civil war, racial riots, Satan versus Satan, Dems versus Republicans, rich versus the poor. All these things are scenarios that are on the table which will come to pass, And we'll get into that word sedition. Let me make sure I got the blue letter. I'm gonna have to bring up the etymology because I don't know how to use the blue letter for the apocrypha. I've never thought to ask a brother. But we'll go into the book of 2 Ezra chapter 15, starting at verse 15. For the sword, what is swords used for? Do people use swords as a way to reconcile, as a way to marry one another? Does a rich man go up to a pretty girl and bow down with a sword and say, "Will you marry me?" No, man. A sword is an instrument of cruelty, an instrument of death, and their destruction draweth nigh. This is speaking about them that dwell up in the world, from coast to coast. One people shall stand up and fight against another. Yeah, the whites versus the blacks, the Democrats versus the Republicans. Why is that? Because they're not. They won't be accepting another party to rule over them. They won't be accepting a woman to rule over them, a black woman to rule over them. And trust me, I'm not accepting anybody to rule over me, man. That's not an Israelite. That's not in righteousness, But these different scenarios and these different things will cause an uprising. And really, a lot of people just looks at it, and a lot of brothers, they speak on Esau. If Esau doesn't get his way with this election, because he has a sword and he is a fucking crazy ass dude compared to our people. But one way or another, man, this place is fucked. We're going into civil war one way or another, man. Because let's say Donald Trump is elected and the economy's fucked up. Niggas gonna go fight. They're gonna go war. It's that simple. Let's say Donald Trump is elected and some crazy ass laws get passed, some draconian measure laws, which we know is gonna come to pass, gets passed. Niggas is going to war with one another, man. And when I say niggas, I mean everyone, not just black men. Everyone. Indians or whatever person that's still here that hasn't fled back to their land yet before the missiles drop. They shall not regard their kings nor princes in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Ain't nobody, first of all, ain't gonna be no police out here to govern. And even if there was a little bit amount of police force which don't love their family enough to go back to them and want to make the dollar, they not gonna regard. They're not gonna give a fuck about them. They're not gonna give a fuck about no prime minister, no president, no crazy ass laws. Why? Because madness. People losing their minds, man. Matthew chapter 24 says, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So people are literally bugging out. They're losing patience. They're losing compassion. They don't care. That's why you got all these young niggas just losing their mind, because it's sin abound here. All they know is stupidity. So they gonna act stupidly. They getting switches. They killing people. They getting the years of life. They seeing their brethren go down. They still continuing their madness. They don't want to repent. They don't have the brain capacity to do so. The spirit is not on them. So sedition and uproar, although these things are not into fruition on an all-time high scale, these spirits are here. The cages are here. They just got to be open. The Lord said spirits of vengeance are created, and, it goes forth and appease the wrath of him that made them. Roughly, terribly paraphrasing that. But long story short, the Lord got these spirits here, and even though they're on the left-hand side, it's still orchestrated by the Lord. And they're going to appease the Lord because they're going to do what the Lord wants them to do, which is fulfill prophecy. A man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able to. The Bishop Sagaran was speaking about Hurricane Katrina, where Jakes was trying to go into these different places, trying to escape New Orleans because of the hurricane, Louisiana and whatnot. And Esau wouldn't let him. But it's going to be much worse. Edomites going to be trying to get places they can't go, man. Jake's going to be trying to get places they can't go. Because one, you're going to need an MOTB for certain places. And then for two, you're going to have different rebel groups trying to protect their belongings and their quarters. Because people don't understand, when people come into your city, when people come into your community, your shit is being rationed your supplies have to now diminish because they're going to take part in that. People ain't just going to look at your shit like it's on display. They're going to use it, or they're going to take it. You know, we can do this the hard way, or we can do this the easy way. It's up to you. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So if the men are going to be afraid, obviously the women are going to be afraid, man. This ain't no rocket science where you got this I am woman hear me roar bullshit, you know? So these are the times that we in. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. Spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Because time's going to be so damn bad. Time's going to be so damn hard. Niggas going to be taking shit. And this is where the scenario of the rich versus the poor comes into play. Because a poor man can't take shit from another poor man besides his life. You know, so the rich going to be fucked. And guess what? The rich is being rationed out day in and day out. They becoming the minority. You know, they weaning out the middle class. There ain't gonna be no middle class real soon, man. Who you think the middle class who you think the poor finna rob? The poor? No, the poor, they gonna gang up and they gonna go to the rich. That's why the rich, they pay so much in security, because they know their lives is at stake. They know the threat that possesses them, that's opposed to them, you know? So these are the times that we're in where all these terminologies, they're about to be in full effect. Like anarchy, I believe the Apostle Tahar mentioned that it means without governance, you know, so there's no policing of any kind. We know what civil war is, we know what race riots is. It says, if Satan be divided against Satan, can his kingdom stand? We know that's not possible. You got Ukraine, which is an Edomite country, versus Russia, which is an Edomite country. You got Israel, which is an Edomite country, a chief Edomite country, Amalekites, small hatters. And then you got Babylon the Great, you got the UK. This is all Satan against Satan, man. Getting ready to fight the dragons of Arabia, and then Yahweh Shai and his army. So these are the times that we in, that these are not just scenarios, these are just reality. This is biblical facts. And if you want to ignore it, you're going to die death by pain. So, go with substance edifying, straight to the point. On to the next one. Shalom.